Oh, okay. How was the road getting to Erbil?
No, it was good, but there were heavy rain.
Uh-huh.
But it was good.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So I am checking the document, and
Yes.
I would like to ask you to start by giving me a preview about what you wrote here, so we can get started talking about it, just to get to a
Okay.
final thought about what you wrote and what sort of evaluation we can depend on in order to give you an approximate sort of evaluation for this essay.
Uh, okay. Which one?
The first one, the first task.
About the transport system?
Yeah,
Yes.
the
Yes.
the latest ones that you wrote.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I try to cover my task
Mm-hmm.
by giving my opinion, um, and also um, I tried to cover all the task requirements uh, with everything, with task achievement, cohesion and coherence,
Mm-hmm.
lexical resource, and finally grammar.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the next thing that I want you to do is just read the first paragraph in
Yes.
order to get a sense of what it is
Yeah.
about and how you chose these words and how you put them together.
Okay. Okay. At first, I gave an introduction.
Mm-hmm.
I said that in recent years, the number of cars has increased due to complex transportation connections among cities, and it facilitates people movement with minimal effort.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, cars become more beneficial to society and have less drawbacks with the fast-paced life we are living. I
Mm-hmm.
strongly agree with the statement because transportation is part of our daily routine.
Okay, so first of all, this is a great that you wrote it in this way. I think it's quite impressive, and it just tells that there's some sort of development to the structuring of the essay so far.
Okay.
However, but
Yes.
comma, there are a few things that I want to highlight here. And
Okay.
is this paraphrasing to the question, or is this your own independent say regarding the essay and the introduction to the essay?
Mm, no, no, it's my introduction to the essay. It's not paraphrasing.
I totally like it. I
Yes.
totally like it. So in recent years, the number. So you just need to make sure because spelling is considerably important
Okay. Yes, of course.
In IELTS writing. So for that, you just need to say that. I know it's very minor tweak. The number of cars we can shift it to vehicles.
Okay. Yes.
Why? Because cars is very common word. It's a cliche. It's a depleted word. We say
Okay.
depleted word means a word that just got expired because so many people used it.
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's right.
We talked about the word increased. So
Mm,
increased is what? Is it a noun? Is it a
Good.
verb? Is it an adjective? Is it a verb? Noun, verb, adjective, and or adverb.
Here it's a verb.
It's a verb. So we
Yes.
agreed. Do you remember when we talked about writing a good academic essay demands increasing the number of adjectives to nouns and adverbs
Mm,
to verbs?
okay.
Don't forget
Okay.
about that. So you just
Okay.
need to make sure to add an adverb. So
Mm,
add an adverb here because that's going to give you potentially higher solidity
okay.
when it comes to expressing yourself and your thought in a very proper way that just gives the reader some good spectrum of words that tells you have very good solid background in language. Let's see here. One of the features let me just put it here. I don't know if you can.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see this, but you can zoom the page
Yes.
just quickly. This is for 8. Score 8. Do you see it? It's very small, but
Yes.
you can zoom, pinch, zoom the page to see.
Yes. Yes. I zoom it.
So,
Sufficient.
uh-huh. Just read it.
Sufficiently addresses all parts of the task. Present a well-developed response to the question with relevant, extended, and supported ideas.
Okay. 2. Sequences information and ideas logically. Manages all aspects of cohesion well. Uses paragraphing sufficiently and appropriately. But the most important, uses a wide range of vocabulary.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Yes.
And flexibly to convey precise meaning. Wide range of vocabulary include nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositions, idiomatic expressions, metaphor, rhetorical devices. All of these can help build a very strong evidence that you have some sort of good academic writing. Because the whole purpose of writing an essay is just to prove to them that you can write an academic essay. You can prove to them that you have some good foundation in academic writing. He skillfully uses uncommon lexical items. So there are so many items, like we call them lexical items. They are vocabulary in general. So the general categorization is vocabulary. However, we call them lexical items because simply they are either nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositions, idiomatic expressions, phrasal verbs, and so on and so forth. Produces rare error in spelling. See? So
Yes.
rare errors in spelling is like 1 in 100, probably. Very rare.
Yes.
And or word formation. So you just need to be careful that if you just, this is the introduction. So if you don't leave very positive and clean introduction that has no grammar viruses out there, they are going to get very negative impression that there might be some sort of errors in spelling and word formation. That's the point. Also, uses a wide range of structures. So don't stick to present simple and be continuing with present simple. No, you just need to diversify. You just need passive voice, present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. You can use a variety because you're showing off. Simply, you're just showing off that you have inner skills in academic writing. The majority of sentences are error-free, and only occasional errors and inappropriacies. Okay, so inappropriacy means that the sentence is not suitable to the context. So far, so good. Okay, let's get continue here. In recent years, the number of cars has increased. Now, I just need to add something before increased. Increase is an adjective. Is a verb.
Greatly increased.
But perfect. So due to complex transportation connections among cities, and see here there is inconsistency in tense.
Okay, where?
Here it facilitates. It refers back to what?
Cars.
Cars is plural.
Okay.
So you gotta be perfect.
Okay.
See, I'm telling you what they judge you on, Mustafa. It's not me.
Yes. Okay.
I'm not nitpicking on you. It's just they are very dirty when it comes to grammar. I guess you gotta be careful here. First, just specifically state vehicles or say they, referring back to cars. And please write on a separate draft and transfer the final clean form in the answer sheet. So it also there is the word facilitates, like I talked with you, I think, about that it's not balanced when we are merging two sentences together. They should be balanced. They should be equivalent. For example, in Arabic we say رأيت الشجرة, but in Arabic I do not say رأيت الشجرة وأحمد يشرب الماء. There should be some equivalence there. So in English, we do not say I drink water and he has been working. It's just inconsistent. Like in terms of the structure, I'm giving you very bad examples here, but the point is that you started, the number of cars has greatly increased due to complex transportation connections among cities. And so here, transportation connections, this is a noun sentence, nominal sentence. So what comes after should be noun sentence, not it facilitates. This is a verbal sentence. Okay?
Okay.
People movement with minimal effort. This is not fitting here. Okay. Not fit. The word not fit is with minimal effort. When we talk about minimal effort, this is going to get me back to where skillfully uses uncommon lexical expressions or lexical items. Why? Because minimal effort is doing something efficiently with minimal effort, but not reducing their movement due to either their laziness or obesity or sickness or comfort that they have in their transportation. So you just need to ask yourself again, how do they say that in English, not how do I translate that into English? Therefore, cars, now you repeated the word cars again.
Yes.
Here, which is redundancy.
Okay.
And you need to avoid that. Cars, now you shifted in tense. You started using present perfect, and then cars become, you talk about something now, more beneficial to society and have less drawbacks with the fast. This is fast pacing, one word, hyphenated. Life, we live here. So we are living is now. This is present continuous, but here we have present simple in one sentence. This is not acceptable, okay?
Okay.
So I gotta be careful here. This is present simple, whereas this is present continuous. Okay, what we need to develop here, we can say thus vehicles have become a major component of the modern lifestyle, as well as being a key feature of daily transportation. Don't copy everything I write here.
Okay.
But I'm just telling you. I like your statement here. This is your statement. I strongly agree with this statement because transportation is part of our daily routine. I like that you used due to in the beginning and then you shifted to because.
Okay.
This is very lovely. So I would give you a very good appraisal here. So good job here. I would give you this lovely smiley face. However, for this point and for the comments that I've given to you right now, I would give you 6. Here, moving just for the introduction, okay?
Okay.
Based on the criteria that I do have here, I would not be able to give you higher than 6. it is just you need to work on your grammar. You gotta be careful. You just did
Okay.
not give me good impression in the beginning. I want the introduction to be very clean, very hygiene, very germ and viruses clean. You know, I mean grammatical germs and viruses.
Okay.
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 So let me just. Okay. Now next. By the way, do you see my comments or not on the side note?
Yes, of course.
Perfect. So that's for the introduction. I'm going fast paced right now. I want you just to recap. Recap means
Okay.
rajali. What I
Yes.
mentioned in the introduction. What should
Yes.
you do in the introduction?
Yes. First of all, I have to focus on my grammar because I have problem. I have
When
to use adverbs.
let us be very specific. Grammar is very broad topic, Mustafa.
Okay.
Let's
Yes.
be very specific. We are not dealing with grammar because grammar is an enigma to non-native
Yes.
speakers. When we talk about the common issues that we have, you need to be more
This means,
consistent.
yes.
Let me
Okay.
just.
Yes. Okay.
That's not gonna work. Wait a second. Do you see my comments?
Yes. Okay. Use with tense. Yes. And also use adverbs. Hmm.
Okay, so again,
Be consistent with sentence structure when using more than two merged sentences. Be consistent with tense in two sentences. Be wary of the use of multiple tenses. Add as many adjectives and adverbs to the sentences you write since they're gonna give you a better first look hands-on experience for the test evaluator.
okay, that's for the first paragraph. Moving to our second paragraph. What did you write in the second paragraph? We'll do the same thing.
Yes. The main body paragraph it must support my idea. So I started with talk about the benefits. So I said first of all, the connection between cities and also between countries through various routes make traveling easy.
Okay.
Yes.
And
And I talked about the method of transportation.
how does that help building the introduction? How is this linked to the introduction?
It must support your thesis,
Okay.
your essay.
Okay, countries through various routes. The connections. So the connections among cities will facilitate probably, or countries, through various routes, make traveling easy. No, we're still struggling a little bit with transferring the structure of sentence from Arabic and to English because
Yes.
we still haven't migrated. We have migrated to English, but we still have the DNA of the Arabic sentence, and this is something that should be avoided as much as possible. I know it takes time, and but it comes with some extensive training. And this can be easily done once we start doing paraphrasing of our thoughts. So probably if you cannot avoid that in the first draft, when you start transferring the answer to the final draft, just be careful
Okay.
about that. Just ask yourself, is this how they should say it in English, or is this how we translate into English?
Okay.
When we talked about the connections between cities and also between countries through various routes makes traveling easy. Like for me, this is, I mean, I like it, but this is something that we do normally hear. We do normally hear in spoken English, not written English.
Okay.
Okay, so one way we can go about just changing this structure is probably, I'm just suggesting that, but I will definitely ask you to write another draft for this answer. So we'll keep, first of all,
I try to give another vocabulary, so okay.
we can say, for example, significant, first of all, the network of roads among cities and countries have made significant progress in traveling, or in traveling, I'll keep changing that, in traveling comfort. Okay, so there is no final form, but there are different forms here. There are different types of transportation methods, such as trains and planes and cars. People prefer to use cars because they have no time limit. This is not clear.
Because with the trains and airplanes, there were a timetable.
Uh-huh.
So there is no time limit. Whatever you want to go, you can go. You can use your car. But with the trains and airplanes, there is a schedule for everything.
Okay, check this out.
Okay.
So, since planes and trains have certain timetables, it is dramatically difficult to engage in scheduling procedure where you can comfortably ride your vehicle at no specific time.
Okay.
I know, I know. It's like, I know it. I mean, we can just say simply, take your car. It's easier. But we have to show off that we have good academic skills in writing.
As you said earlier, I'm using the spoken language, not the academic writing.
I think if you
Yeah.
if you speak it with yourself
Yeah.
before you write it, that's gonna help you a lot. Because when I asked you to explain it to me, you explained it exactly the way I wrote it here.
Okay.
You mentioned I quoted the word timetables from you. I quoted the word schedule and timeline, and these are words that I just quoted out of your mouth.
Yes.
So
yes.
you just need to say before you write. Think about it this way: getting engaged in trains and metros might hinder or create an obstacle to arrive at your destination in certain times. Therefore, sticking to your own personal vehicle is going to speed up your arrival time. I just said that with myself. Okay, I'll just go and write it. See? So you just need to say it out loud and then convert it into written. When you say it out loud, you create an individual person listening to you, because sometimes if you're just keeping the words in your mind without telling your ears how the words look like, your brain is going to convince you that what you thought about is correct, because the
Yes.
brain is lazy. The brain is lazy all the time.
The easiest way.
Yeah, and you know about that. So that it tries to find the easiest way to solve the issue with of course, with minimal effort.
Okay.
Okay. Secondly, when you say secondly, Mustafa, avoid writing period, because secondly is part of the sentence. It's when we write period, we're just saying that this is the end of the sentence.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Let me just say that. I would say. Okay. Okay, and for this particular item, I would say 5.5. Okay?
Okay.
By the way, when I'm saying 5.5, it may be 6, it may be 6.5.
No.
So there is no, give me 1 second. No specific timeline here. Secondly, coronavirus. See, Mustafa, when we talk about this previous paragraph,
Yes.
when we talk about this particular paragraph, do you hear me?
Yes. Clearly.
Okay. When we talk about this particular paragraph, it is clearly not linked to the previous one. Also, the word also is written here, and I don't like this word.
Furthermore.
Yes. Please don't write.
Okay.
Do not use very, good, also, and thing or something. Do not use very good.
Okay.
Do not use good, also, thing or something. So also is included here in this category.
Okay.
Are we clear?
Furthermore. Okay.
Okay. This is related to grammar. And this is something you should care about. I'm more careful about the content here. More comfortable and private. Also, the current situation of all countries that require social distancing between people due to the wide spread of pandemic diseases. And you stop here. Like you leave the reader to inquire more. What kind of pandemic diseases is he talking about? So when I transition, I will see coronavirus.
Okay.
Okay, so it's very clear that it's interlinked. If we go back to the conditions of the good writing, is that manages all aspects of cohesion well, uses paragraphing sufficiently and appropriately.
Yes.
So, going here. Secondly, coronavirus has changed. The word changed is very common.
Okay.
I'll teach you a trick that you will teach to your children and the next generation.
Okay.
How do we quickly find alternatives to changed? Very quite changed. Changed is a verb. How do we find the synonyms? شلون نلقي المرادفات مالتها? If you give your brain no options, your brain is going to be lost. We need to put the options in a context. Like when you search in the data in your laptop, if you try to look for a document in the whole computer, it's going to spend longer time.
Of course.
But if you go to drive C or drive F or drive D and look in that particular drive, it's going to find the data quite faster.
Of course.
Now, let me ask you this question. What kind of synonyms can we have for the word changed in letter A? Only A.
Altered.
I love it.
Altered.
Okay. What sort of synonyms do we need for changed in letter B?
B.
No B. No.
Okay. Yes.
C.
C. There is no word.
Well, we can say the word converted. D. D.
Deprived.
If you say deprived, you have to change the whole sentence to let it the word. But it's a word. It's a synonym in this context. E.
Exchange. No.
Let's say exchange, because this is a word that you have not thought about it. But since I gave you the option to only look in your mental dictionary about a word that is synonym to this word in E, you found it in 3 seconds, which is really good. Okay? F.
No word.
H.
No word.
Are you sure?
H.
No word.
I. J. K. L.
But see, I remember convert.
Okay. Now let's just stick to that one. This is the trick that when you get stuck in a word, just ask yourself not to think in the whole list of the alphabet, but to start one letter by one letter. So, for example, if you get stuck in H or in D, just move to the next letter. Don't think of the whole dictionary.
Okay.
So our lifestyle, let's see here. Because of its virulence and
Virulence.
lethal effects. Furthermore, citizens have to keep distance among them, and hopefully cars were very helpful. See here the word very. Avoid very. Okay? And there's also this inconsistency, Mustafa. Citizens have to keep distance, okay?
Yes.
Among themselves. And hopefully cars were very helpful. So there's a noun clause and then a verb clause in one sentence.
Yes. Okay.
Like when you say, like for example, engineering department and he drinks. So there's inconsistency out there. It's just doesn't make sense. Okay, so you just need to keep that, especially in these specific situations. When you talk about these specific situations, I don't know what kind of specific situations you are talking about. So I would say this whole paragraph is not food delivery and goods. We're relying on cars. Now, for example, توصيل الغذاء والبضائع بالأساس تعتمد على السيارات as their primary source of. We can shift this, Mustafa, by saying the majority of or the major source of transportation has become personal vehicles due to deliver efficiently food and goods. So you just shift back and forth.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you this 5. Don't feel frustrated if I give you 5 here.
No,
so it just I just feel that the whole sentence is awkward. Awkward means ركيك يعني بمعنى ركيك بالعربي. Okay. On the contrary, see here the word the grammatical comma is just okay. And don't okay, just the increased number, we can say we can say the escalating figures
okay.
Of cars has created traffic congestion. Congestion is for, like, we can say nasal congestion, but we can talk about traffic as form of traffic. So I would say avoid using the word congestion in cities. And you mentioned the word especially twice. So you can say specifically, particularly, in particular, to be specific. So just change the form, because the word specifically should not be repeated twice. Okay. Through the rush hours. Moreover, I like the word moreover. This traffic might affect. We're not talking about very specific kind of people. We're talking about mood in general. So the word "the" is not useful here. People's behavior. I would say mood, just delete that, because you just need to focus solely on behavior.
Okay.
So, such as road rage, heart attacks, mental well-being, or mental wellness, something like that. Just add that here. Additionally, lifestyle may also, oh my God, also delete that one. Be affected. The word affected is used again. And then there's inconsistency of tense, and because you said may also, so may comes with a verb that does not accept present simple. So just grammar issue here we have. To increase, the word increase, you repeated that multiple times. Just avoid it. Obesity and health problems due to lack of exercise. when you say lack of
physical exercise.
okay, so yeah,
Mm.
physical training and workout.
Mm.
Word exercise, just to sum up, you just say comma, and then
Okay.
there are different aspects. Just don't use the word different at all.
Mm.
Delete.
Variety or multiple aspects.
Okay, variety aspects, but we can say wide range of benefits of personal vehicles to overcome, or we can say the pros of personal vehicles
Yes.
outweigh the cons over years to reduce hurdles and improve personal life quality. And that's it. I would say this is 6.
Also, personal becomes overused to reduce hurdles and for personal quality. Okay.
Okay, so the average is going to be the total of the, let me see here.
5.5, 5.5, 5, 6, 6, 5.5.
So what is the average?
5.5.
Okay. Now, when we say 5.5, it's either 5 or 6. And there are multiple reasons why you got this. Probably number one, you wrote this in around less than 40 minutes.
Yes, the problem is with the time.
I know, but how much time did you spend writing this? Maybe less than half an hour.
No, I think 35 minutes.
If you spend 35 minutes, that leads us to the next reason. First, you started writing directly without giving yourself a framework on what to write and how to distribute the structure of the essay. You were not focused 100%. You didn't use a draft to write and then transfer the essay to the final draft. There are multiple reasons, and also there is the general weaknesses that we do have in writing, because people need to train and train and train. Writing is a skill, Mustafa. It is not knowledge.
Yes.
And it's a skill that takes years to perfect. So it comes quite slowly, but with some patience, but it can gradually improve. You just need to maximize the amount of reading. When is your test?
After tomorrow.
Oh, the day after. Tomorrow we're gonna meet also to talk about. But what I want you to do right now, we've done a bit amount of speaking practice. I just need you to start a clean draft here.
Yes.
Just write again the whole essay, and you have start the task again. Here, you can either do the changes here or start from scratch, from the beginning.
Okay.
I prefer, since you have this framework, because we are talking about framework more than we are talking about the content. You just need to do the necessary changes that I suggested to you, and let me know so we can discuss it tonight when you finish it.